So our objective for today is being able to solve two-step equations. Yesterday we learned how to set up and solve one-step equations. Today we're going to do two-step, and we actually do have a three-stepper. But before we get started, we know about these headphones, right? So, all right. So on number one, you wrote this down on your warm-up sheet. You put today's date. You don't wait for me to do it because you do it beforehand, right? So on number one, I know this is called a two-step equation because, right, two-step equation, because I see that there are two things I need to get to the other side, right? X is not by itself, so how do I know what to move first, 2 or 7? Okay, so I heard someone say 7, which is fine, but how do I know what I'm moving first? Here's what I'd like to tell you, okay? You see how 2 and X are buddies, they're right next to each other? And 7 is all by itself? You got to get rid of that constant 7 by itself first. Okay, so I like to call it the loner, just because, okay? We get rid of the loner first. We move that constant out first, then we're going to mess with the coefficient, okay? So let's do that. How do I get rid of the plus 7? Like we learned yesterday, the opposite, minus 7, cancel it out. Again, I'm modeling, not for fun, to show you what I expect you to show me for work, okay? If you go from straight to answer, you might have done it in your head, you might not have. The only way I know what you're doing is if you show your work, okay? So let's bring down 2x. Let's bring down equals. What is 13 minus 7? 6, right? All right, last step. 2, what is that 2 called again in front of the variable? Starts with a C. Coefficient. So 2 is a coefficient. Anytime you get rid of a coefficient, you divide. Okay? So let's divide both sides by 2. X equals what? 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay? Hopefully that's not too bad. Okay? Hopefully you learned that in Algebra 1. You can get rid of the loner, get rid of the coefficient, solve a two-step problem. What about number 2? 3 and minus 4. What do I need to get rid of first? Okay, the loner, the minus 4, has to go first. So what's the opposite? Plus 4. So underneath it, you're going to write plus 4 on both sides, right? Showing me your work. Cross out the opposites. That canceled out. Let's bring down x over 3 equal sign. What's 3 plus 4? 7, okay? So, and we did this yesterday, if x is being divided by 3, how do I get rid of the divided? So does everyone know the opposite of dividing is multiplying, right? So I'm going to write times 3. You can write it below it, or you can write it off to the side. Times 3, times 3. Now the 3's cancel out. I'm left with x equal sign. What's 7 times 3? 21. Cool. Now, how is number 3 different? There's 3 terms on the left, and what? There's 2 x's, okay? All right, so if you have more than one x, then we need to get down to 1x, okay? Those terms are on the same side, and they're similar, or they're like terms. What do we do with like terms? Combine. Y'all have heard combining like terms before, right? It only works if they're on the same side. So y'all see that? The 2 x's are on the left of the equals. So yes, let's combine them. When I combine 2x and 3x, what do I get? Okay? So remember, you're adding. So it's not 6x. We're not multiplying. It's 5x because we're adding them together. 2x plus 3x is 5x. What do I bring down here? Okay. Minus 5. Very good. Some people just take the number and put plus 5. Make sure you look at the sign in front of it. Equal sign, 35. Last couple steps. Now it's a two-stepper like number 1 was. What do I always get rid of first? The loner. The loner is, okay, to get rid of minus 5, we're going to add 5. 35 plus 5 is 40. So 5x equal sign 40. And then to get rid of the 5, divide. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Okay? So, you got your Thursday warm-up in your journal. So last time we left off on ray. And remember, ray was when it goes one direction. So today we're going to talk about the next couple. So we got opposite rays. Go ahead and fill that in. So notice you don't have to write anything on the bottom right, but opposite rays. If you know a ray has a starting point and it goes forever one direction, so like this, and then you have another ray starting at the same point going the opposite direction, well, that makes yourself a line, okay? So again, two rays that have a common endpoint form a line. If you still need that, I'll put it over here. And at the front, we'll go to the next one. Cool? All right, so the next one is endpoint. So I got, again, opposite rays are over here. Endpoint is at the front. Endpoint, the name tells you exactly what you need to know. It's got point, it's a point at the end of something. End of a ray or ends of a segment, but not the points on the side of a or in the middle of a line. So make sure you write this down. The flat surface that has no thickness extends forever, both directions, or all directions. And again, an airplane lands on a flat plane. You like my artwork? Boom. Okay. So anything in the real world that's flat is a representation or a part of a plane. Now, if you remember colinear yesterday, colinear is when points share a line. Remember, co means share, linear means line. So for coplanar, co means share, planar means plane. Okay? If you ever have 3 points, for sure those will be on the same plane. Okay? Because remember, if you can connect 3 points, that makes a what? 3 points always make a triangle, sometimes a line. But a triangle is always on a flat surface. It's on a plane. Sometimes if you have more than 3 points, they may not be on the same plane. Non-coplanar. And then, so after coplanar, I got another vocab sheet. This one was a little nicer to you. I wrote down I printed out the name of it and a picture of it already on there, okay? So let's do some angle vocab real quick. Let's go ahead and try to get the first one, an acute angle, okay? Y'all have heard this word before, acute angle? The word acute makes you think of what? Small, because you think, oh, hopefully you see the word cute is in the word acute, and that typically, small things are cute. Now there's flesh-eating bacteria that's really small, but that's not cute, right? But nonetheless, sometimes small things are cute. So, acute, smaller angle, smaller than 90 degrees, right? Everyone's writing this down. All right, so y'all know acute. Next one is right. So you've seen this before. A right angle is exactly right at 90 degrees. So right angle, right at 90 degrees. Again, acute was less than 90 degrees. So acute is less than 90. Right is exactly equal to 90. And y'all know how to, the notation, you put this little box thing to show that it's right. Okay. And again, my drawing is not perfect, but it's my sketch. To show me you can do it. See, I tried. Okay, next one. All right, obtuse angle. Now, obtuse kind of sounds like obese or, I don't know, whatever. So big, bigger than 90. Cool. Greater than 90 degrees. All right. If someone says you're being obtuse, what does that mean? I'm not talking about angles. I'm talking about if someone is acting obtuse. Okay, well, here we go. Look right here. Obtuse means to be annoyingly insensitive or slow to understand, right? So if you give somebody an excuse and they just don't understand you and they're like, I don't buy it, okay, they might be being obtuse. So that's why the joke's funny, because it's a double meaning. Ha 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 ha, right? So, anyways. Straight angle, okay? So bigger than obtuse is a straight line exactly 180 degrees. That is a straight angle. Forms a straight line. Okay, and we'll leave off on this one and we'll pick up the rest of that tomorrow.